So you've gone over to the Skylum website and you went to purchase Luminar Neo and realize there's a few options available. And you're probably wondering, well, which one do I need for my workflow? Today, we're going to unpack each one of these options and figure out which one fits the best for your workflow. Now, this is a decision that only you can make, but I will help explain some of the nuances of each one of the options. Now, for my viewers only, there is a 20% discount that you can get if you purchase between January 14th and the 21st of 2026. So January 14th through 21 January 2026, you can save 20% when you purchase either of these programs using the coupon code FWP20. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at each of the packages. All right, so here we are looking at all three of the options that are available to purchase Luminar Neo. Now, we're going to start over on the far right because I think it's better to start with the maximum option and then work our way down. So the first one here is the Perpetual Max license. Now, this is like the top of the line. You get pretty much everything that you will ever need to create digital assets for your photography. So you're going to get Luminar Neo for the desktop, and it's going to work on Mac or Windows. You're also going to get access to the Android and Apple mobile device, and then also for iPad, you can use it on iPad. And what you'll also get access to here is the Creative Asset Library. Now, the Creative Asset Library is really what sets this particular tier apart from the middle tier. And what this does is it gives you skies, overlays, LUTs, all kinds of creative tools in order to increase your creativity when you are editing on the desktop application. All right. It's very helpful. I've used most of the tools that are available inside of the Creative Asset Library, and I do like it. But, that's something that you have to choose if you need that. But if you don't need access to the Creative Library, then you can move down to the cross-device perpetual license. Now, that's the middle tier here. And this is probably the most popular because it gives you the desktop application and the mobile application, so you can work between the two. And we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But the cool thing about this is the mobile version of Luminar is not a pound for pound exact replica of the desktop application. Instead, it's more of a creative asset tool, or at least that's the way that I look at it. If I want to add a filter or a film stock or something that's creative to my images while I'm out on the go. If I want to work on the image on the desktop, I can transfer it into my spaces. I can then access that photo and continue working with it on my desktop and go a lot deeper using the more advanced masking tools as well as some of the other tools that are built in to Luminar Neo. So I really enjoy the ecosystem that they've designed here. And I'll be the first to say I was a little skeptical when it initially came out. But the more I use it, the more I understand what the capabilities of it are. So if you are coming from Lightroom and you're expecting the mobile experience to be essentially the desktop version and the mobile version are almost the exact same program, that's not what you're going to get with the Luminar Neo mobile version. All right. But that's not a bad thing. I think that that's just a different way of working with your tools and, developing it. So you let me know your thoughts on that in the comment section below. If you don't need access to mobile device editing, then that's where the first package here on the far left, the Perpetual Desktop License, really comes in handy, because what this allows you to do is just work on your desktop, edit your images, and then get them out and into the world. Now, I think a lot of people are going to be between this Perpetual Desktop License and the cross-device Perpetual License, depending on if you need to edit on mobile. Now, obviously, there is a price difference with all of these. I do want to point out all of these options come with 1 year of updates to Luminar Neo. So how many ever updates they put out in that year, you will receive those updates for whichever package you get. So if you get the first one where it's just a desktop license, if they are updating the desktop application, which Luminar does frequently update their desktop application, you're going to get all of those updates without having to purchase anything in addition. Now, here's where a little bit of confusion comes in with the pricing model for the Luminar Neo ecosystem. And that's after the 1 year is up. A lot of people ask, well, what happens to my access to Luminar Neo? Can I still get into the software? Can I still access my library and edit images? And the answer to that is yes. The only difference that you'll see after the year is, one, you're not going to receive any more updates to Luminar Neo. And two, you won't have access to the generative swap, generative expand, or like any of the generative AI tools. And I'm sure there's some other things that you'll lose access to, but those are all the things that they require a annual subscription for. Now, the good side is, or the good news is, you can purchase an annual pass, which gives you access to all of those things, as well as all of the updates. So the way that you can essentially purchase the system and use it is you purchase a lifetime license. And if you don't feel that you need any of those generative AI tools, okay, that's fine. Use your tools however you see fit and do great things with your photography. But if you find that you need to use the generative tools, well, you can purchase an annual pass, or you can hop onto a subscription plan, which if you're watching this video, you're probably not looking to get into a subscription. And that's where I think a lot of people get a little frustrated. But this isn't a subscription that limits you. This is a subscription that expands the capability of the software, because you will always have access to Luminar Neo if you purchase one of these packages right here. Hopefully this has helped to demystify the lifetime access of Luminar Neo and how those plans really work. Now, there are more nuances, but those nuances come down to the number of seats that you get. And I've only ran into a handful of people that have ever cared about having more than 2 seats or 2 devices that they can activate Luminar Neo on. But there's so many workarounds to that, so I'm not covering that in today's video. But if that's something that you're concerned about, then please leave a comment down below and we can have that discussion. So again, this is a limited time opportunity. You can save 20% by using FWP20 when you check out from purchasing at the link in the description box below. Now, this is an affiliate link and coupon, which means I make a small commission, but that's at no extra charge to you because you're actually saving money in this case. And it's a great way of supporting the channel and just saying thank you for sharing this information. So if you found value and you still want to go and purchase this, then by all means, consider using that link and coupon code down in the description box below. Now, if you pick up Luminar Neo, let me know in the comment section below, because I think that this is a great piece of software to have in your photo editing tool bag. Now, if you find that you can't learn how to use the software, or you're struggling and you have a very specific question, you can't find it in the video course, or you don't want to fiddle through the video course, consider signing up for a training call with me, and I'll meet with you one-on-one, and we will walk through whatever that question is. And hopefully by the end of that call, you'll be satisfied and you'll know exactly what you're trying to do. So until next time, I want you to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.